All right, here we go. I'm here today with my friend Justin Cummings, who officially won yesterday. Was it right?
Yeah.
You were crowned victor
Yep.
of the third seat county supervisor.
Yeah, 3rd District County Supervisor.
Are you pretty stoked?
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Right?
Yeah, to be able to work with the community and address all the issues we spoke about during the
Yeah.
campaign. I'm just really excited to get
So
started on that.
the reason I want to talk to you about it, because you've been on a show a bunch of times, pretty casual. We just kind of want to find out, top 5 things that you want to get done. You want to start with.
Yeah. So.
This reminds me of a movie. I was driving down from Boulder Creek today. I'm like, God, it reminds me of this movie with Robert Redford called All the President's Men. And Robert Redford's this good-looking dude, right?
Yeah.
And he was not a politician, but they made it his group or his party got him to be president.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
And it was the very last line of the movie was like, well, what do I do now?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He got all the way to the top, and then that was the last line of the movie. What do I do now? So, what do you do now?
Yeah. Well, first thing, I got to hire staff to help me work in the office.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be working at reviewing applications. I got a few more I need to go over and a few people I need to talk to. And then...
that's something the county provides?
We get 2 full-time staff members.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, and so then I have to I have to hire them.
Yeah.
In whatever way I feel makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So hiring staff, and then I don't actually get to start until January 2nd at 12:01 p.m. specifically.
Really?
Yeah.
So you get a couple weeks off and kick back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it's perfect because you got the World Cups on.
Yeah, I know. So right. It couldn't have worked out any better to be able to watch the World Cup now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of issues, the increasing the inclusionary affordable housing, something I said I wanted to work on, so that immediately is something I want to get going on.
When you say you work on, all the things you're working off, do you see a light at the end of the tunnel, or?
Oh, there won't be a light at the end of the tunnel.
No?
No, because, we're going to work through a bunch of issues,
right.
And then new issues will come up.
Yeah.
We'll have to work through those issues.
Yeah.
And new issues will come up.
Right.
And fingers crossed we don't have another year of multiple overlapping crises.
Right.
But when that happens...
I mean, you talk about COVID,
and then, the Black
fire.
Lives Matter protests,
right.
And the fires that all ended up overlapping one another.
Yeah. We were busy down here for a couple of years. Santa Cruz was busy for a couple of years.
Yeah, and that fell on my year as mayor, so having worked through all those crises,
yeah.
I can do it if it happens, but I really hope that it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So being the mayor, it gives you some kind of training, right? Almost some kind of training to be county supervisor. That's kind of the next step up.
Yeah. Yeah, and having been on the council for 4 years, really helped. Having been mayor 1 year really helped, and yeah, this was a pretty intense time on city council with we've had 3 different council configurations,
right.
Because of the recall,
right.
And everything that happened with that. So
is the council settled down right now? Is it pretty settled? Or are you going to be in for a fight?
I think it's going to settle out after this election. With the outcome of this election.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You never know.
Yeah. So you got the housing's first. What 4 other things you want to work on?
So affordable housing.
Yeah.
And increasing the inclusionary percentage.
What's that mean?
So in new developments, they have to have a certain percentage be affordable housing. Watsonville has 20% of new developments have to be affordable.
Yeah.
The city of Santa Cruz, one of the things I helped pass was increasing that to 20% here.
Right.
In the county, it's still 15%. And
okay.
There's no reason if we have jurisdictions who increase it to 20 and show that it can work that we shouldn't be doing it at the county as well. So that's going to be the next step. That's one.
2.
The Katoni Coast Dairies National Monument. They've been trying to open that, and that's kind of,
right, that's been in the works for a while, hasn't it?
Right, but really making sure we're moving forward with that.
Do you think that's going to bring more traffic to Highway 1, more traffic to Santa Cruz?
Well, I think that's part of, the issues that we need to try to address around that.
Okay.
I personally feel like there's already a lot more traffic after the pandemic.
Yeah.
With so many people wanting to get outside, and, find things to do. And I think that actually, it might create more traffic. It also could help alleviate traffic because not everybody's going to like Panther Beach,
Right.
Like people can go to other places and so it can spread people out a little bit
Okay.
more.
All right.
The other issue is fire, survivors, and
Right.
trying to get, figure out how we can make the process more efficient.
Okay.
And then also incorporate into that, a lot of people have complained about the relationship between volunteer firefighters and CAL FIRE. So really trying to see how we can make it easier for people to join the volunteer firefighting.
I've been up there a couple of times. I've seen there's a lot of building going on.
Yeah,
A lot of building. So it's getting somewhere.
it's going. Yeah.
Okay.
But if there's any way we can make it even more,
Okay.
make it easier for folks trying to do that. And then, and the county, one of the grand jury reports said that, there's a need for county-wide fire response, and that's something that I really want to work on as well. So that's 3.
Yeah.
Homelessness obviously is a big issue, and the disconnect between different departments, making sure we have a good relationship with the city, and then figuring out, especially as the city builds a new navigation center, how can we make sure that we're providing the services that are needed. And, one of those that I've spoken about a bunch is having, non-law enforcement alternative for crisis response. So,
How can everyone's worked on that. So many politicians worked on the last 10, 15 years. How can you make even just one little bit of change where you see yourself maybe turning a corner and coming back the other way?
yeah, I think one big thing is that there's a lot more funding now.
Yeah.
Because people, homelessness is a national crisis.
Yes.
It's a statewide crisis. And
Right.
people are finally saying, oh, we need to really do something
Yeah.
about this. So
Yeah.
I see that as,
Yeah.
something that we could probably make some progress on. And then, the last one is I'll be on the Regional Transportation Commission. And I know that, with Measure D failing, a lot of people want to see us move forward with rail. And so how do we keep building the trail and keep working on the rail? And
Yeah.
that's going to be a big priority.
And
too.
in what direction do you think you're going to take the rail? I mean, I grew up in England. I grew up with trains.
Yeah.
Trains have been there forever, and it's something that's been part of the infrastructure since the Second World War. Where here, there's one track, and it's not part of the infrastructure. I mean, it's just very difficult to see how that's going to change.
Yeah, well, I think, we really got to, put some effort into figuring out how we can make it work.
Okay.
It worked at some point,
It worked at some point,
so, we can make it work again.
but it worked for commercial. I don't think for
Sure.
passengers though.
But I think that's, if we can show
That's
that
a whole rabbit hole down. That's a whole big another conversation right
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
exactly.
I didn't come down here today to talk to you about every
Yeah,
every little thing.
Totally. Yeah. And then I know that the unions are interested in project labor agreements, community workforce agreements, where, projects that are over a certain amount that fall under what the unions do, like
Yeah.
we could make those available to unions so that they can have apprentices come in, and we can create that pipeline for kids to go from being in school to getting union apprenticeships and then getting into the trades.
Yeah. So right now, with a couple weeks to go, 3 weeks to go, you're just kind of preparing, getting your staff together.
Yep.
Right. Ready to kick off on January 2nd.
Yep.
Head down, go to work.
Yep. That's it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the election did the election take a lot out of you, or it was a bit of a battle?
It was a lot of
But
long days
Yeah.
and, nonstop working. And, I had, full-time job in either council or part-time in council,
Yeah.
and then campaigning. And this was a year and a half.
Yeah.
More or less having 3 to 4 jobs.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready.
Where do you think your career is going to go? You're doing well in Santa Cruz. You're going up the ladder. How far do you want to go?
I think we'll see how this first 4 years go.
Yeah.
We'll see how
Okay.
another 4 years after that goes,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of reassess and see how things are.
All right, cool. Well, you're welcome to use the show. However I just want to check in with you, like every once in a while, see how you're doing, so the public can know what you might be having problems with. And I think it's important to because a lot of people, including myself, don't know how politics work in this town.
Right. Yeah.
Don't know. So if we can check in with you once in a blue moon, come on the show, whatever, or I come down here and just check in, so people have an understanding. Like, you know what? It's a tough gig.
Yeah.
And what you're up against, or how successful you've been with something, and then give the public an idea of how government works in this town, because we're a small town with big town problems.
Yep, absolutely. And that's, my big thing is just trying to be transparent and make sure that people understand how the levers work, where the money's going, and that way people can have a better understanding of why certain things are and aren't happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and a second important question is, who's your team, the two teams for the final of the World Cup?
Oh man,
who's your two?
I can't remember who's on each side of the bracket.
Well, we got England, we got France, we got Croatia, we got Brazil, we have Argentina, we have Portugal. We have Morocco.
Yeah,
that was a good game.
It was a really good game.
Yeah,
I think, sadly to say,
that's okay.
I think it's going to be France-Brazil.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want. I mean, I'd love to see Morocco win because I think they'd be the first African country to win, and they did great against Spain. So I'd love to see them win.
I want to see that Brazil-Argentina game.
That one's going to be good.
Right.
That one's going to be good. Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't disturb you too much.
No, you're fine. Absolutely.
All right, cool. That was good.